Hi guys and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. Today we're going to be learning how to build this medieval inn, and like usual I've got it in a couple different styles so you guys can actually change it to kind of fit your world, or also just to give you a couple of ideas on what you can do with builds in general. So I've got the kind of standard wooden one here, and I'm just going to go inside quickly just to show you guys the actual size you've got. So you've got a decent amount of size when it's just kind of like this empty shell. Enough that bats can be flying around as well. You can put in a decent amount of rooms as well. There is going to be an interior, not really an interior tutorial, but more of an interior walkthrough where I just go through what I've done on mine to kind of stylize it and all that kind of stuff, which will mainly be an ideas thing for you guys. It's got the 4 balconies as well, so you can have 4 kind of main rooms, possibly, or not. You could cut across here, I guess, if you wanted to, and have 4 rooms, or you could just have 2 big rooms, really big rooms at the top, with a small corridor going here, and have big window for them, and also these 2 things here. So let's just go and have a look at the other styles as well. They don't turn out as nice as the wooden one, because this one does actually come forwards and actually gets a bit bigger. If I just show you guys what I mean. So you've got this pillar that goes up here, and then it actually goes out by 1 here, and it does that on each side. So you've got these. It doesn't look as nice in the other ones. It doesn't look too bad in this one where you're quite far away. I'm still messing around with the kind of stuff for this. I'll show you a couple different ways to do that. But there's that style there. You've then got this kind of more higher class one. And this probably wouldn't be a tavern. It would be more of a bigger house when it looks like this. It kind of has a more of an open feel to it rather than it being an actual tavern. But both of those styles you can actually have as a tavern. And then of course I've got the kind of Mediterranean style, which is exactly the same as this one here. It's just got a different kind of roof. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set up a couple of blocks and show you what you need to do if you want to build any of the other colour kind of ones. I'm going to be doing the wood one, as I always do the wood one. It's the most common, and also generally the most difficult out of all of them style wise. There's always a little bit more with the wooden one. What I'll do is I'll quickly just tell you guys the actual switch out, so I'll catch you guys in a second after I've organised that. Okay, so these are the kind of 4 different styles that I've got. It's going to look a little bit weird at first when you're actually looking at these kind of switch outs. But basically you've got a kind of log, and of course you've got 4 different types of log for this kind of wooden style. If you're building this one here, you're going to use stone brick, and if you're building the other 2, what you're going to use is these quartz pillars. So if you're on the console versions, or the handheld versions, you probably won't have the quartz yet, but obviously you'll be getting it soon, so you can always come back to this tutorial if you wanted to do those ones like that. And then for the next layer, I've used cobblestone for the bottom part here. You can also use stone brick as well for this part here. On the other one here, this one here, I've got sandstone, and these ones have got chiseled quartz. And for the next layer, the top layer, I've got white wool, and these ones stay exactly the same as they do the bottom. The bottom and top of both of these is exactly the same. It's only this one which really has a different kind of top. You can also use wooden planks in here. I prefer using the white wool because it kind of gives it a different kind of colour. It kind of gives it a different kind of colouring in a way. And then for your roofs, what you've got, it'll probably be easy just to show you guys. The main colour for this one I've used spruce wood, and then you've got your oak wood. For this one, spruce wood as the main colour, and then you've got your stone kind of stairs. There's the cobblestone stairs and things like that. And then this one is completely stone brick, and this one is completely brick. So kind of choose your kind of colours or your kind of schemes. These are the kind of, in a way, the 5 main ones you want. Obviously if you're doing these builds, you only got really 3 blocks to worry about. But those are your switched out, so choose those and we'll get onto it. Okay, so I'm just going to switch to default just to show you guys what it looks like in default before we start. Okay, so this is what it looks like in the default texture pack. So here's your wooden one. The kind of slightly higher class one, the higher class one, and then you've got your Mediterranean one as well. So they still look pretty good in default texture pack. So if you're on Xbox or anything like that, or even the PlayStation version that you've now got the actual PlayStation version, which is pretty cool. You're going to be able to use it pretty nicely, and it'll still turn out really nice. So now I'm going to switch back to my texture pack just because I prefer it, and we'll get started. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're just going to set out the actual frame. So what you're going to do is you're going to go up by, with your logs, you're going to go up by 5. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you're going to come over by 5, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you guys are on the console versions, what your logs are going to look like is this. They're going to look like they're on the top. Like this, until you get the sideways logs. This looks absolutely fine by me. This is what we used to have anyway. Some of these are actually going to get covered up, so it doesn't really matter too much. So that's just kind of what you have to deal with, and that's kind of what you have. So then 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then go up, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is bigger than the usual houses that I build. Usually I would have it going across by 3, so you've only got this kind of 3 block space here, but because I wanted it really big windows and to make the build look a little bit bigger and also to scale with the actual size of it, I went for a 4 like this, which is why we've got a 4 gap here. Then go over by 5 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go up. Then 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then across this way, so we're going back, so you should have 3 sections, or 3 gaps, like that. And then we're going to go back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to just basically go back again. So you've just got this 3 on the front, and then 2 on the sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's what you should have for the kind of base. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to add a log just to each of these intersections, and I'll show you why in a second. So if you just grab these logs, put them on, just on these kind of corner parts like this. Pretty easy, and we're done like that. So the reason we're doing this is how I actually go about, say, extending it and pushing the actual build forwards on this side, and you can also do it on the sides as well. It doesn't actually change these sections quite well. So you still got this 5 going across here, because you're actually going on the diagonal like this. So now we're going to do off these is we're just going to go up by 5. So you've now got your kind of place to put your logs. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go over by 5, and it's exactly the same as we did before. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And these sections will be the same. And I'll just show you what to do on the corner. So when you do get to the corner, all you need to do is just go up on this part, so you don't actually join them up with a log or anything like that. You literally just go on there. So let's just go around this really quickly. And then that's what you should have so far. So what we're now going to do is we're actually going to do the actual kind of basic roof design, and because we actually have this going out, it kind of gets a little bit different from normal. Usually we just go on to the inside parts. Because we've got this extension, what we need to do is actually put our first block on each of these sides. So that's why it's different, and you're just going to step up like normal. If I can actually place the blocks, that is. Here and then here. Like that, and we'll do the same on the other side as well. One there, and just build our way up. And that will give us the kind of basic roof for the time being. Okay, now for the balconies, what you need to do is just on this side part, go right to next to this log, and we're just going to place down 1 here. We're going to have 3 going across, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 facing forwards. So again, 1, 2, 3, and 1 facing forwards, just like that. And then behind this, what we're going to do is we're going to have, from this point here, you're going to go 1, 2, you got 2, and then you got 1. You're just going to go up like normal, just kind of create this window here, so you got 2, 2, 1, 1, like that. And it's the same on the other side, so I'll just speed through this part. Just like that for the time being. So that gives us the actual wooden frame, the kind of framework that we're going to be using. So you can already see, just by doing this, that how kind of big the actual the inn is going to be. We do have a lot of empty space that we can actually play with, which is quite nice. So let's get on to the next bit. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to just work on the bottom floor. So what we need to do this time, instead of going around the bottom part, we're just going to basically go around the top of it, like this. Leaving this kind of empty section here for a big window. Same when you go across here, so we're just going to basically be on the inside of it, like this. And then this is where we're going to actually have a door, but we'll figure that part out in a second. let's go around the building and I'll get back to you. Okay, so then we should have just this kind of basic framework like this. Now what we're going to do is, I'm just going to show you the window style. So you can either do, what I did on this build is I had glass blocks on the outside and then glass frames on the inside. And what this does is it makes it give this kind of look where it's going backwards, because technically you've got this one block in front, then go back by one block, and then you kind of got this half block that goes in like that. And on this window I'll show you the other style, which is literally the opposite. Just going to put in your piece of glass in the middle, and put it on here, and then this one goes there, and it kind of works its way out. So it's kind of up to you what style you're going to go with. I quite like this one at the minute, so I might actually do this one on it. Obviously, if you've got your coloured glass as well now, you can actually mix and match some really cool coloured glass. Other stuff you can just put the glass across here and then do it in the middle. That I really don't like. You can actually do a cross pattern as well. So if we just go up here, so you can do these kind of crosses like that. That's also another idea, but generally I just kind of try to keep these windows simple, either with this way, like that, or the way that I'm going to be doing it around the actual build. So kind of choose your style. I'll go with this one, and then go around the entire bottom of the build, just putting in your glass like that. Okay, and then that's what you should have so far. So just for the actual entrance, what you can do is you can just put in glass, going over it like that, and then I'm just going to switch out this one. Actually, I can just switch out these cobblestone now and get a door, whatever it is, there. Now you can either put your door in this way, or the way that I actually prefer doing it, which is this way. Like I said on my previous tutorials, the reason I like doing this is because it creates an extra layer of depth going backwards. You can also, if you want to, switch out some of these and make it a little bit smaller. You can't really do it on the sides, as you can see. That's why I've got these full blocks here, but you can go on across the top. Or even do something like that. I'm going to go with that, why not? It's just a bit different. So then what we're going to do is we're just going to stylize these. So if you grab your stone stairs, put them on the sides like this, and then just on these edge parts here, and also across these logs here, we're going to actually put stone stairs, and then just to cover up this gap we're going to use slabs. So that's the style that I've used for this. So just got your stone stairs in these bottom parts, stone stairs there, going across, and then you've also got your slabs just to figure out that gap. So I'll just show you how to do it one more time. So you've got a stone stair here, here, here and here as well, going across this part. You get slabs in here. So go around it and I'll catch you guys again. Okay, and then that's what you should have so far. So now what we're going to do is we just grab spruce wooden stairs, and just on these kind of edge parts here we're just going to add spruce wooden stair. You could, if you want to use stone. I didn't like this, I just thought it didn't look quite right, which is why I used the spruce wood here. So just go around again and add these. Okay, and then that should give us the kind of basic framework for the bottom. All we need to do now is, if I just get rid of this door, just grab buttons as well, and just on these kind of edge parts that are sticking out, faces they're actually showing like this, we're just going to put a button down, like, we're almost done. Unfortunately it's quite a big build, so it does take a little while. We'll just get around, just like that. So now what I'll do is I'll just go over the upper styles of what it should look like, or some ideas. So if I just fly over here, so this one is exactly the same. All I've done with this style is, of course, on the intersections I've got a chiseled stone brick right there, and I've got stone brick stairs on these side kind of pillars like this. Then you've got your sandstone, and on this top part that goes across to kind of make it look like it's got a beam going across, I've actually switched out this part here, the stone stairs, for the stone brick stairs like that, just on that upper layer, and again putting on your buttons. But the window style is pretty much exactly the same. Got this kind of strange entrance type thing where I've just got a block and two pieces of glass, and then you've got a stair there. For the next one, This one's pretty much exactly the same as the one we did over there, just switched out with your quartz slabs and quartz stairs in this part, like that, and it is pretty much exactly the same, and just having a button on those parts like that, and the same for this one. So let's get on to the next layer. Okay, so for the next layer, what we're going to do is if you grab white wool, this is just going to be for the outline again. You can use your kind of wooden planks as well, and we're just going to go on one block on the inside, and this time go all the way around like we do on the kind of normal houses, just like this. This will create these massive windows, because if you're staying at the inn, you kind of want them to be able to actually see kind of out over where they're actually staying quite nicely. So go around the build like this, and I'll get back to you. Okay, and then once we've got the kind of framework for the windows, what you can do is the same style that you did down here is just apply it up here. So I've got these kind of glass things in the middle, glass blocks in the middle, and then on the side. So just go around the build and add those. Okay, and then once we've done that, what we can do, another kind of like style kind of part, is to put in the spruce wood stairs, and you can just put them on these kind of edges like this. Just go around the build, stand them on like that, and I'll get back to you guys. Okay, and then once you've done that, we can put in the flower boxes. So all you need to do for this is put down grass, or if you're in survival, put dirt down. And then I usually just bone meal the grass. You can put the actual flowers yourselves if you want to, but I'm a bit too lazy to do that. So then just put your trapdoors on the outside, and then just go around the entire build doing this, and I'll get back to you guys. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we just grab fence, and we're just going to put fence up going on the outside part of this, and just leave it. Don't go any further than kind of like this point here. So you actually leave it one block before. Same on the other side as well. On all these corners, just going up. And if you wanted to, you could actually have this, of course, going all the way down until it gets to the floor. It's kind of up to you. If you wanted to have these actually as kind of posts, you can do. I don't kind of like it that way, so I've just actually left them like this as a support. So now I'll just go through the other parts, the other kind of styles of what I've done with the other builds. So this one here is pretty much exactly the same. I've just copied this style here where we've got stair, 3 slabs and stair. Just to the top part of this part here, the flower boxes are exactly the same. Actually, that's pretty much it. Yeah, you've just got the fence on the side still. This style, I've just put in oak wood leaves, I believe they are. Yeah, you've got oak wood leaves here. Let's put those on the actual kind of build here. I've used never brick fence, which in my texture pack is this kind of black colour. So I've actually got that. Let's go up the side instead and just put some vines down. I've just put these in the corners, just like we did on the other build, and it'll be the same for the Mediterranean one. So now let's get onto the kind of roof area, and after that we will pretty much be done. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're just going to do the actual kind of side bit here. So if you just grab your log, go up right to this point here, and we're just going to do an extra block going this way, just to create this kind of this cross pattern here. As you can see, we've got a cross pattern in this. So it's just the same on the other side as well, like this. If I can actually place the blocks right, just like that. And then if we grab our wool, and we're just going to go across the bottom again. So just on each of these kind of pieces here, because we have the glass connecting into them, so you kind of have to put one on each like that. And if you grab the glass, we're just going to go with glass blocks on this part and this part here. And then also we can actually do glass block on each of these. Glass block there and glass block here. Grab your glass panes. I'm just going to put these on here, in the gaps in a way, like this. So that gives us that. I'm just going to do the kind of finishing part for the actual flower boxes, and then you guys can copy it onto the other side. So just put in your grass or your dirt, whatever. Trapdoors like usual, like that, and then grab your bone meal all that grass, and then again just put on a button on that part there. We can actually put one here, I believe, but we'll find out in a second. So just do that and then copy it onto the other side. Okay, and then that gives us that for the time being. So I'm just going to clear my kind of inventory, and what we're going to do is we're just going to put in this balcony. So all I did for these balcony parts, actually we can also grab wool as well. So I had fence, then fence gate, then fence, then fence gate, then fence. Reason being, it makes it a little bit different from just having straight fence going across like this. Just kind of breaks it up a little bit nicely. With the other two styles, I just used never break fence and just left it like that, with no fence gate. And then if you come behind, what you do is just go around these parts like this. And that's pretty much it. You just kind of create a doorway like that. Do this on all four of them and we'll get onto the roof. Okay, another thing we can actually do is just inside these kind of door pieces here, we've got this block here. All I did is I just switched this one around that way. You can't actually see the actual full log. Let's come into these parts and do that on all four as well. Just like that. So now what we need to do is do this roof. So I'm just going to grab my main colours. I'm going to use spruce again and oak wood and slabs. So you only really need these 3 blocks. So with the main colour, all we're going to do is just going to lay on top of this one here, like this, and we'll just work our way up. And when you get to this part here, curve it in. I'll just show you how to do one of these corners, and then we'll actually just speed up the rest of them and then do the kind of finer details. But what we're going to do is basically just wrap around this part here until it lines up with both of these logs, which is why I always put logs in. It gives you a kind of tells you where to actually go with these. And this one, what's going to happen instead, so when we get to this point, right to here, this will line up here, so we're just going to put an oak wood slab on and go up. And then we get to this part, just put in an oak wood stair instead here, and you can see how that kind of lines up, and then that'll just keep on going up. So what we can do is we can just do this. Like that until it gets to the top, and there'll be oak wood slab going across. So we can actually just pull this all the way across now, as that'll be the highest point on all of them. So now just kind of copy this style that we've just done here onto all of the 4 other ones. I'll just be kind of speeding up the video on this one, so if you do get stuck, just refer back to this section here. Okay, and then once you've got this kind of basic framework, which we've got here, which doesn't look really like a house yet, what we're just going to do is just on these outside parts, we'll just grab our kind of trim colour, put them on the outside here. On this one we can actually go upside down like this. Actually do upside down. Yeah, it is upside down. With your oak wood, and then we're just going to go on the outside part of this and work our way up. I'm just doing an upside down stair here and go down, and of course down on this part as well, and then do your upside down stairs. and also in this part here as well. And you can kind of have a couple of styles here. You can leave it like this, or you can have it going this way and this way as well. So I'm just going to do it that way. So do the same on the other side. Okay, so that gives us the kind of next basic part. So what we're going to do now is just grab our main kind of colour. Let's put 3 blocks in here. Then we're going to wrap around this side here. This bit's kind of a bit fiddly. Next one, we're just going to go around this part as well. And again. Just like this until we wrap around all the way, and then when we get to this part, all we need to do is just basically connect these 2 parts together. It's that easy. So it is really easy just to get these kind of sections in after you've kind of, once you've planned it out with the kind of logs, it just kind of works together quite nicely like that. So then do this on the other side and we'll get on to just the last bit of trim. Okay, so then this is what we should have for the time being. I'm just going to go to the front side again. So now what we need to do is just in this part here, just put in 3 stairs there. We can also grab our buttons as well before I forget. Just put them on here. Like that. And all we need to do is just on these windows, just add the trim colour to the edge. Whoa, not there. Like this. Oh, there's an upside down one there. And then also upside down ones in here. Just like that. And I'm also going to copy this style onto this part here. So do the same on all 4. Okay, and that's kind of what you should have for the build. So we are actually done with this one. It is a pretty big build. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. I'm just going to fly over. I'll show you the kind of end product of these ones, what you should have, and the kind of, if there is any changes. This one, there pretty much isn't any changes at all. I've just got the kind of outside. I've just gone with straight kind of sandstone. What I actually advise doing, now that I'm looking at it, when you got this one here, put in a kind of sandstone stair instead on this part, as that might frame it a little bit better, like that. You could also do the same. I could just go into here, and actually need to build up, maybe possibly here. Could do something like this as well. Unfortunately, I do have to build up on this part here. So you could do something like that, and then you'd have to come in onto these side parts, unfortunately. Just grab sandstone and put in blocks here. If you have a look at that, I might add a little bit more style to it to really come out. So that will kind of give it a bit more depth. Or you could just have this one, which is a really simple design. With this one, it's pretty much exactly the same. Pretty simple, and the windows are exactly the same. They look quite cool in quartz. But that is pretty much it. The Mediterranean one, exactly the same as this one. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this tutorial on how to build a medieval inn. If you have, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.